We're live.
Evolve. Yeah, we are live. What's up?
Yeah, so welcome to the Evolve podcast, where we talk about the holy trinity of happiness, the balance between the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. And today we have the mystical rascal back on the podcast, or also known as Luke.
To those who are slightly more professional.
Yeah.
Or boring. Yeah.
Yeah, so he just released an ebook, which you can maybe elaborate a little bit.
Definitely, yeah. This first of all, I must say I'm a little bit excited for this. I've been trying to withhold this raging smile on my face. Just being in here with you guys, the energy is always so high. I love that. And yeah, I made this ebook because once upon a time, a few years ago, I was struggling so badly with like addiction and self-sabotage, getting in my own way, starting something and not being able to like maintain it. Like I was pretty good at starting something, like starting strong, feeling motivated, thinking, oh, this is the time, this is when I'm going to change. It all starts here. And then before you know it, I'd just be like, I'd just fall down back into them habits. And when I look back, I just wish that I would have come across an ebook like this, because I know it would just have helped me so much. And I can see just already, I released it, I can't remember, a couple of weeks ago, but I can already see that it's impacted a few different people in the way that I wanted it to. So yeah, there's five principles in there that I would love to share more. And thanks for giving me the opportunity to do that on this podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, bro.
I think it's super cool, bro. I'm keen. Yeah, I haven't read it yet. We briefly went through it the other day, but like barely, bro. It's just scratching, Boss, dude.
Yeah. So you have like 5 or 6.
Well, actually 5. This one here is kind of like, it could have been a 6th one, but I didn't include it in like the principle. But you could say it is kind of a 6th one. Understand? It's the very beginning, just understanding what you're actually playing with self-sabotage. First of all, I want to say that I'm not like a complete expert on self-sabotage. Like,
no, but you have went through it, and this is
got some experience self-sabotaging.
I've got a lot of experience self-sabotaging. I've, my feet have been on the ground with the whole thing, but I do know a process of how to get out of it. That's what I do know. Yeah,
at least one of the processes.
Yeah, exactly, exactly that. Yeah,
and maybe or hopefully it will help someone watching this podcast today.
Yeah,
I really hope so.
Straight up, if it worked for you, there's no reason it wouldn't work for somebody else in similar shoes or similar position.
Because this is the whole intention behind this podcast, Evolve. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
So if you can see on the monitor behind us or the big TV, we have each of these principles, or what you like to call it,
pillars
of the ebook. And we will go through each of them and talk a little bit about each one of them. And you can maybe start with the first ones, and that is understand your enemy. And what do you mean by that?
So self-sabotage isn't really well understood, even the very basic principles of it. Like I said before, I don't understand all of it. I don't think it's possible to understand all of it. But one thing that you could say that is important to know, that it's very unconscious. Even though we call it self-sabotage, it kind of refers that you're doing it to yourself, right? But actually you're not. In a way, you're not. You could say your body is the one that's carrying out the self-sabotage activities, but if it was really down to your free will, you just wouldn't be doing it. So it's very unconscious. It's built on patterns. It's not like you have the choice of whether to do it or whether to not do things. What is self-sabotage in a nutshell? It's not doing something that you want to do and doing something that you don't want to do. So
Yes.
Yeah. So understanding that it's very unconscious, and I mean, technically, can you really self-sabotage? That's
you would never do it intentionally. Nobody says, you know what, life's going really well, let me just break my ankle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I wrote a little bit about that in there, just understanding, your enemy and what you're playing with, the kind of energy that you're.
So in self-sabotage, self-sabotage, your enemy would be yourself?
It would be
yourself, your habits, your patterns.
Yes, that's right.
Your need for instant gratification, your friends, your family, your hobbies, like everything about you.
Yeah, okay.
Everything about your reality that isn't benefiting.
I mean, that's
you.
quite a raw thing to look at, dude. I mean, because it's kind of intense to go and identify these kinds of things, especially when you don't want to.
Yeah.
Because also it's not good. Like say your mom, your dad, or your family members, like part of that. The problem.
Yeah.
That's an intense thing to kind of.
Because I just want to say one quick thing here about this: understand your enemy, and because I believe every problem in your life is your fault. If you're in a bad relationship, it's your fault. If you're arguing with your family, it's your fault. If you're in a bad friend group and you're lost and you can't get out, it's still your fault. So that's why self-sabotage is so big, because every problem in your life is self-sabotage. Yes, I know some people might have an unlucky upbringing like myself, but I still blame myself because that's the only way you can change your situation, by taking control, and the only thing you can control is yourself. So at least it's the mindset you need to have to change.
Nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it. It's a warrior mindset, isn't it? So whether it's true that actually is your fault or not, like it doesn't actually really matter. But when you do adopt that mindset,
yes, 100%,
it's your fault, then it's your responsibility. Then you have all the power, right?
I'm getting the goosebumps again.
Yeah, it's a really good point you just brought up, brother. Because a lot of the time, what happens is we're always blaming other things, and we literally give our power away by doing that.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not going to do this because. If you ever find yourself saying, I can't do this because, that's a story. That is a story that needs dealing with, and you're giving all of your power away. Yeah, like, I can't needs to be removed from your mental vocabulary.
Yeah, take away that T, bro, and you sorted.
There you go. That's brilliant, and I like that. I like that.
So do you have some examples of
to
some
understand
of the
your
enemies
energy
you had and what you did?
Definitely, brother. Understanding my enemy is a really nice question, brother. My self-sabotage was quite strong.
Yeah.
It was extreme, actually. Drugs, alcohol. I really tested myself with it. I really pushed myself to the limit. Sometimes I even thought like, whoa, like I might not even wake up the next day.
Damn.
Like, because I've taken so much stuff. I'd take the uppers and then I'd take the downers to balance it out. I'd be taking alcohol, and it's really crazy because I'd do like 1 week in the gym, 1 week doing well, feeling like, yo, this is it now. That's it. I'm done. I'm never going to do this again. And then what happens later? 3-day bender. 3-day bender, Nate. And then and then it takes so long to catch up. So I'd go on that savageness. So, okay, so what, understanding my enemy, one of them would be your environment.
Yeah.
Like when I look back, I don't want to say stupid, but at the same time, I can say I was stupid, because, for example, I was struggling, and, it's all right to say, like, you're all right to mention cocaine on here, yeah? Like, I was struggling with cocaine. That was my problem. So get this, right? This is the pinnacle of my stupidity at the time. So I wanted to stop cocaine while still having it in my house with a cocaine addiction. And I believed it was possible, right? Because I was under that new age idea that anything's possible, dude. It's just all about your mindset, man.
So why did you want it in your house?
I had it in my house, just there, yeah. Just exactly, yeah. It was in my house, and I'm like, right, I want to stop it, but I'm not going to throw it away. I'm not going to throw it away.
That would be a waste of money. I spent money on this.
Yeah, maybe someone can like take it off me. They can give me a couple bucks for it, But then, and I tried, and then I realized actually, no, that's very stupid. You're literally putting yourself you're setting yourself up for failure. This is this point here, although this is an extreme example, even if we just dissect the fact that our environment can be triggering us, can help us go a long way.
Why did you choose cocaine, you think?
Kind of just...
What did it give you that you were missing?
Did it once, had a fantastic conversation, realized it works, and then boom.
Yeah.
It's a
What did it
lifestyle.
give me? It just gave me like...
Shit happens quickly, bro.
It does happen
Shit happens quickly.
I didn't choose cocaine. Cocaine chose me. You know, like I was working for a call center in Manchester, central Manchester. And this call center was literally like Wolf of Wall Street. And they were doing all sorts of stuff. Like they were doing these mad like I've been slapped in the face by a dead salmon. I've had octopus rubbed in my face.
I once won a snook fight, bro.
What's that?
Snook is a type of fish, right? And we literally it was like snook wars, bro. So we each had a fish, bro, and we would use it to like hit each other, bro.
Yeah.
And I won, bro. I was like the gladiator, the fish fighting gladiator, right?
Bro, that's a different kind of crazy we're talking
Totally
about
different,
there,
bro. Totally different. There was no cocaine involved either, bro. It was just for fun, you know. But
we need to talk about this, bro. We need to talk
100%,
about
bro.
this.
100%. I'm telling you, bro. Anyways, carry on, bro. Carry on.
I've been
salmon fights.
Yeah, so you would have a
Salmon
forfeit,
slash.
right? So you had, 300 sales agents competing against each other in a league. So literally like a football league, first, second, fourth, all the way down to 300th place, right? All sectioned off in different teams competing with each other. So you would do competitions against other teams. And if you lost, there'd be certain forfeits, like for example, cream pie in your face, salmon slap, octopus rubbed in your face.
What kind of cream pie?
Yeah, I was about to say, do you like hold on the one from porn or the one from the kitchen?
Oh my days! It didn't go that far, bro. It didn't go. I'm glad it didn't go that far, man. I'd have been like, right, okay, that's me. That's
It's like, yeah, guys, I'll quit.
This is getting too much. Now it would be a paper plate.
Oh yeah.
Right, just like nearly half a canister of whipped cream, bang. Used to stink all your clothes out.
Yeah.
Or if you won, I remember one time they gave away £15,000.
Oh shit,
You
that's
know,
pretty cool.
Yeah, they sent people on holidays around the world. I won a holiday. I got to choose out of 4 different destinations, but I was loving my life that much. I didn't even go. I just left it. I was enjoying myself at that call center so much. I left
suppose,
it.
Sounds
yeah,
crazy.
dude, the competition becomes quite fun. You know, it maybe starts off as healthy competition. It could even be that is healthy competition, and then it just gets like kind of poisoned with unhealthy stuff.
100%.
You know,
Yeah.
like it's good to like say there was no cocaine and it was pre-workout and you guys were training instead. Totally different thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Anyway,
Well,
sorry, carry on.
When you go into this call center, there's always a hierarchy. There's always guys who are really, really good, and then you start sort of climbing your way up the ladder and you want to be around them guys, and you get good enough to be around them guys, right? Because they're the big dogs. They're the ones who are earning the big money. They're the ones who are doing well, the ones who have all the fame in the call center. So what are they all doing? They're all going out on the weekend, getting the bags in, so you're like, oh, okay, I'll try that. I tried once I tried it. Like it was a weekend thing. It was a weekend thing. So that's how I landed. That's how I landed on cocaine. That's where it all started, actually. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Jeez, bro. I used to do cocaine to study for chemistry in university. Yeah.
did it help?
No.
No, I'm gonna say
And sitting there going,
Yeah.
bro, let's just go party instead.
Yeah.
And we can study when we get back.
Yeah.
And then, anyways, I dropped out.
You think it would
Woo.
help? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Like after the first line, you're like, all right, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
After the 10th line, you're like, no. No. Yeah.
Can't even read.
Yeah, no, everything's blurry. Like, okay, this is now biology.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah, no, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
Yeah, no, seriously, I really hope nobody touches that stuff. I really hope no one touches that stuff. It shaved a lot of time off me, I've had to catch up from all that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it correlates one of your later slides, which is sack your dopamine dealer.
There you go, brother. That's
yeah,
it.
we're gonna talk about that soon.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So
on that, yeah, it's like we all used to do all the drugs, but we're all sober now, you know, like it's totally like that's the whole thing. It's like we laugh about it now because of how bad and scary it was, you know, and like, you know, having defeated that demon and being sober, you know, that's the cool part.
It is,
you know,
isn't it? It is.
and yeah, it's
But just don't have to defeat the demon.
Yeah. Rather don't face it, because some people don't. Some people die.
Yeah.
A lot of people die. Most people die.
And then it's disrespectful to us as well, right? Because then why did we defeat the demon in the first place? You know?
Yes.
We did it so we can tell you not to go there, bro.
Yeah,
So if you go there, that's a disrespect, you know?
Oh, really? That's funny.
I'm gonna grab a Coke.
I love how mid-podcast, I'm going to go grab a Coke. Love that, bro.
One for me, bro. One for me.
Love that.
Coke Zero.
Zero?
Yeah, shot, dude.
I'm all right.
Aware. Understand your enemy. Have you had any other enemies?
Yeah, definitely. Pornography. That was even worse than the cocaine. You know, that took me a long time, man. Like cocaine took me 2 years, from 2 years of admitting it.
Yeah. It's wild because, like, also, like, porn, you don't realize how bad it is until you realize how bad it is.
That's
you know?
right,
And
brother.
then it's like, also, it's been like, half your life.
That's
you
right.
know? And it's like,
That's right.
Cool. I you know, I stop for a bit and then you like relapse and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
crazy.
It
and it gets really dark.
It gets bad, mate. Like you not only are you wasting your vital man energy, you know, which is creative energy, you know, but it's hard to live your life in an honest way and to look people in the eyes, you know, when you feel that shame from it. And that's another part of it. He was asking before, have I had any other enemies? Pornography for me, bro, has been the biggest challenge of my life so far, bar none, mate. You know, like so they say you're only an addict when you admit it, right? So the cocaine, that started years ago. But when I admitted it and I tried to stop it, that was when I realized I was addicted. Because for 2 years, I was trying, bro, and it was so hard. So then I'm like, bang, and I stopped the cocaine. And then another 2 years after that, I'm battling with pornography addiction. And that was even worse, you know. So yeah, like these things people are struggling with right now. And it's good to speak openly about it, you know, because they're hard. When you're in it, it's hard and you don't see any other way out, you know? So yeah, that's another reason I'm making this kind of stuff and helping people get out of that cycle, you know.
It's good, bro. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate? Else you want to add? Yeah, bro. I was about to say, you want to go more on understanding your enemy?
Oh no, we can move on if you want. Yeah, we can move. We've got plenty. We've got plenty, haven't we?
Yeah.
Next slide.
Liani, next slide. Oh no.
Oh no.
It froze. There we go. Oh shit.
Okay.
This is a very important one.
Yeah.
Create a vision that is so inspiring that self-sabotage feels irrelevant. What do you guys take from that?
I wouldn't say like irrelevant. I would say like illogical. You know, like you know, my vision for myself, you know, is things like drugs and porn and stuff like that. It doesn't make sense to be in there. Like it's so, in a way, also irrelevant, but like illogical. Like it doesn't make sense. If you want to be the best dad ever, you can't be watching porn.
That's right.
You know, like if you want to teach your kids good like values and stuff like this, you can't be getting, you know, hammered on the weekends. You know, you're setting the example, so you have to be the example. So like it doesn't make sense at all to have any of these self-sabotaging things.
Nailed it.
You know, you want to be healthy. You can't do cocaine, bro.
Yeah.
Shit's so bad for you, bro. Like, you know, like you're like, that's the thing. You want a good physique. You want a healthy body that makes you feel good, physically makes you feel good, and internally, hormonally, you feel good. you can't be eating like a fatty, bro, or like a diabetic, bro. Like or on the road to diabetes, bro. Like one donut every now and then, sure, that's fine. One box of donuts, not as fine.
Only if it's Krispy Kreme.
Okay, Krispy Kreme, yeah, sure. Only glazed as well. None of the other weird crap, dude. Just, either powdered donuts, cinnamon. Okay.
You're getting hungry now, aren't you?
Yeah, dude. I'll smash a donut, bro. I'm the type of person that be like, if you get a box of donuts, that becomes the meal. You know? Like, yeah, I'll have like a liter of milk and 12 donuts.
Really?
No problem.
You're a savage,
Yeah,
bro.
no, 100%.
That's a very advanced level you've got there, man. Yeah.
This is why I don't do it.
Yeah.
This is why I don't do it, bro. Yeah. No, I'm pretty good. I walk past donut shops and I'm like, yeah. I could, but also, who buys one donut, right?
True.
That's an absolute psycho.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Don't trust them.
No. Okay, Liani does.
Oh, really?
But look at her. She's an absolute psycho.
You've got this.
I get your point proven, right? No, so yeah, I would say like irrelevant for sure, illogical 100%.
Yeah.
A lot of E words,
Yes.
irresponsible.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. True.
I don't want to say irreversible because it is reversible. You can definitely undo the damage of self-sabotage, but like
something told me the other day, and I thought, oh, that's so beautiful. They said that. Oh no, I heard it was off Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty?
Yeah. And I've watched Bruce Almighty a few times, but this always slipped past me.
Oh yeah.
And he said, the guy who's playing God, the Morgan Freeman, he says, no matter how dirty something is, you can always clean it up. You can always clean it up. No matter how, like, something can be absolutely just completely filthy, mate. And you can blitz that whole thing, get it shining again. There might be a few marks left over, but they're minimal. At least at least it's clean.
yeah, dude.
The scarring might be there, but at least it's clean.
Yeah.
So that was inspirational for me.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about the slide?
Please, brother.
So create a vision so inspiring that self-sabotage feels irrelevant. Can it also mean that the vision of your new life or the new person you're creating is so inspiring that even though you sabotage yourself, you don't care. You just get back up again.
That right there is something that I should have actually put in the book itself.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice point, brother.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's so inspiring. It gets you, it gets you going. Yeah. And so when you do fall down, it's not like, oh, so shameful. Why did I do that? Oh, I'm such an idiot. You're just thinking, mate, I've got a mission to do. Yeah. Even this shame thing is not relevant right now.
Conviction versus condemnation.
Conviction versus condemnation.
That was two big words.
Condemnation, yeah. So conviction is like, oh, I made a mistake. I'm going to not do that again.
Yes.
And I'm going to kind of go in that direction instead. Versus condemnation is beating yourself up. Yeah.
Can you repeat that last word? I'm learning English.
Condemnation.
Condemnation.
Yeah.
That means beating yourself up about?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like when you kind of, like, oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I can't believe I did that mistake again. Oh, I'll never do this. Oh, I'll always be a failure. Oh, this, that. That's condemnation. There's nothing uplifting about that. That's not going to help you change for the better. That's just going to make you feel like crap.
Yeah.
There's nothing productive with that. Whereas conviction is productive. That helps you change for the better. That goes, that was a mistake. I know that if I am with those people, I'm probably going to end up doing that. Okay, cool. So instead of being with those people, I will be with these people. Or like I know, like, okay, cool. If I'm with certain people at night, we're gonna drink. Right. So I'm not going to hang out with them at night, I might see them during the day. We can go for a hike, walk the dogs, whatever, but like not at night. And that would be more of like a convicted feeling.
Nice.
It's, Yeah, totally different. So the one is beating yourself up, and the other one is making a change, if I could say. Yeah. Conviction versus condemnation.
Yeah, it's like condemnation closes the door, innit?
Yeah.
Like if you condemn someone, you leave like the path of mercy is just gone. There's no mercy for that person. You're condemned. What you did is bad, you know, which is really not healthy to do to someone or to do to yourself.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you can do about it. You know, it doesn't leave anything open.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually what we're doing is not bad. You've got to understand that. You know, we're human beings. We've been raised in this society that is so difficult. We've been programmed in a certain way. So you blaming yourself is ridiculous, actually.
Yeah.
It needs to stop now, mate. Now. And rather than focusing on, you know, what you did wrong, just focus on what you can do. Right. You know,
focus on what you can do to fix it instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Changing that point of focus.
Looking forward rather than down or back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro. Yeah. So
what's yours? Because you asked us about this slide. What's your kind of
vision?
Yeah. What was your what is your vision, and what's some of the information that you wrote about on this topic?
Some of the information, let me think. What I was saying in there is, I used an example of like, you know, a vision is like Batman to self-sabotage, you know, like to the villain of self-sabotage, sorry, you know, because having a strong vision, because I've spoken to so many people, friends and family, and I'm like, well, where you want to go? Like, where do you see yourself? Like, who do you want to be? And they're like, oh, you know what? I don't know, you know.
No.
And it's like, this is your problem. This is why you keep falling down.
People haven't thought about it.
Yeah, you're not thinking about it.
So
please.
People are so distracted nowadays, and because of that distraction and that instant gratification and all these fun words to say, and that's why people don't think. Because, you know, if you don't have any moments of silence where you're sitting by yourself with your thoughts, how can you think about the future, right? If you're constantly doom scrolling or watching Netflix or whatever it is, dude, getting high, you can't think about the future, you know. Or you might smoke a joint and come up with some crazy idea, but guess what, bro? And you fall asleep and the idea's gone, bro. You know, your friend goes home and it's finished, bro. It was cool for a moment, and then you continued playing games, bro, or something, you know, like that. So yeah.
And I think feels irrelevant. The reason why I say this is because, okay, if you don't have a vision, how does self-sabotage feel? It feels like a friend. Feels like a helper. It feels productive.
Yeah.
It feels like something that is good for you. It feels right. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It feels right. Okay, so why else wouldn't you do it? We're all seeking pleasure. You know, so why wouldn't you, if you don't have if you don't have a vision or a mission where you're getting your pleasure from, then you'd be stupid not to self-sabotage. You'd be living a very boring life. So it's natural to seek pleasure in the darker things when you don't have anything lighter to put yourself
work
through.
towards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think a good vision of yourself and of your future is essential.
That's
and then
right.
you just, you know, pray and hope that you don't get hit by a truck.
yeah, exactly,
You know?
exactly. Yeah, because you don't know what's around the corner, so you got to dream big, man.
And I think dream real, like you know, dream big, but also like genuine, if that makes sense. You know, like big but personal. You know, like everybody's very different. You know, I always make jokes. I say 7 kids for me. You know, but like that's awesome.
What do you mean? What do you mean? 7
You actually
kids?
want 7 kids?
7 kids, bro.
You want 7 kids?
7 kids, bro. I'm gonna start an army. They're gonna help me build like tree houses and stuff, bro.
You're gonna be a busy guy.
100%, bro. 100%.
7 kids.
Busy before and after.
Yeah.
Doesn't
But
take a
yeah,
long
bro.
time.
Yeah, bro. 30 seconds of time, bro. It doesn't matter.
Not if you do like double triplets.
Yeah. One single child and then 2 sets of triplets, bro.
Yeah.
Boom.
There you go.
No. No. So but yeah, it's like you know, like skyscrapers and all this other crap, big city life, cool, whatever. You know, if I have a rusty 4x4, happy, you know, like happy, bro. Yeah.
Well, I feel like what you said, make sure it's genuine to you.
Yeah.
It's like, are you building your vision around how you want other people to see you? You know, that's not healthy, because it's not gonna last. And when you do get there, you're not gonna feel satisfied.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the whole thing, is like most people, like, unless you're really a car person, right? What's the point of having a nice car? Is so that other people see you a certain way.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like that. They specifically spoke about BMW drivers, but like, you know, but like, hey, it could be a Porsche or whatever, dude, it doesn't matter. But like, again, yeah, if you're not like a car person, I mean, it doesn't matter.
That's
You know,
it.
but if you are a car person, totally get it. Go balls to the walls, bro. Do it. You know, put 7 turbos in your Toyota, bro. It doesn't matter, bro. Like, or if you can afford it, you know, get the Porsche, and then put 7 turbos in that, bro. Like, you know, like whatever you want to do, bro. But like, yeah, I think keeping it real for your vision.
So how would you start creating a vision? Like me, myself, I would like figure out what's the best version of me and what am I doing right now that that person wouldn't do.
Yeah. Okay. So you mean like you figure out what's your capacity? Is that what you mean?
So I would like imagine like if myself from a parallel universe was sitting next to me right now,
Right.
and he was the best version of me, the absolute best version.
Yeah.
What would his day look like? What does he do, and what habits did he let go?
Yeah.
And that's a very easy thought experiment for me to find my perfect vision. What life is he living? Because that's my ultimate dream life, right?
Well, it sounds like you're thinking outside the box there. And I think that's important. It's something that I left in there as well. Because when we're creating a vision, we I've seen this so many times speaking with people. Like we start thinking about the vision, but the vision is literally based inside a little box of what you think is possible, what you think other people think you should be doing, you know. And I think personally you can be very, very bold with it. Like, what do you genuinely want? Obviously don't be like, oh well, I want to fly to Pluto, man. That's not realistic, is it?
I love how you put on an American accent for that, bro. That's cock funny.
They come up with some mad stuff though, innit? Americans.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Americans, man. Creative thinkers. But
Who knows? You might be able to live there soon, though.
what, on Pluto?
Yeah.
Maybe, man. Maybe. I'd rather you than me, though, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You can do that, bro. Hey, I'm happy around the corner in the jungle, bro. That's cool, bro. Yeah.
You think outside the box, man. What you actually genuinely want to be doing. Think big. You know?
Change the shape of the box as well.
And I love, exactly. And I love what you said about like, what were you going to be doing during that day? Exactly. What do you want your day to look like?
Yeah.
But we're afraid of this, by the way. We're afraid of putting a vision forward. And the reason why is because we think that, oh, well, if I put a vision and I just go in that direction, then what if I miss other opportunities?
Yeah. Also, what if I fail and I don't get to that vision?
Yeah.
You know, that's another kind of fear.
That's another one.
You know? But also like, so what, bro?
And there's another, I would almost say, maybe I'm being a little bit too bold. Maybe I'm even being a bit stupid saying this, but I feel like there's a toxic belief as well of just like going with the flow. Like, I think that can help someone. I feel like that can help someone at a certain time and place.
Yeah.
But mate, going with the flow is not getting anyone anywhere. Like, everyone's going with the flow. Look where they are. Look at where society is.
Yeah,
look what they do.
The flow
on
is
the
not
weekends.
good, bro.
The flow isn't good, mate, because the flow, where is the flow leading? It's leading into just
OnlyFans.
debauchery. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Terrible things.
Yeah. So that's where the flow is going. So going with the flow, you're literally just letting the flow take you. No, don't go with the flow. Create your own flow, mate. Create it, you know. Make it. Otherwise, it'll make you. Otherwise, someone else is going to decide what you're going to do, you know.
Bro, if we're going to get into that as well, with the whole thing, it's like, the path to hell it's a wide road and it's very well decorated and there's lots of people on it, bro. Like, that's the thing, dude. That's a very biblical concept. Yeah. It's like, you know, and the path to heaven is very thin and narrow and windy and difficult, and you know, there's probably some prickly bushes along the way, dude, and there's a rock to climb over, and there's, you know, like one of your friends fell down, he fell off the cliff, bro, and it's like, it's intense,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
an intense
yeah.
road, bro.
Yeah. It's worth it.
Yeah, and very few people find that road.
Yeah.
There's not even very few people walk it. Very few people even find it. Very few people even see that road is an option. Like it's whack, and because also a lot of people are on that wide road, and they just go like, okay, well, this is the road, you know. Not even gonna look to the side.
Yeah.
Just gonna keep going, and that's another thing with going with the flow, dude. Like, you probably die.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you can. Maybe you can relate. Let me know if you can. I can definitely relate to this. Like when when you're in that lifestyle, you're in that dark sort of world where you're just doing the same cycles. You're not really happy. Sometimes you're happy. Most of the time you're not. Like 5% of the time you get this experience of happiness.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, sweet. And then 95% of the time you're not, or 90%, or whatever it is. And you look at these people who are going to the gym, who are doing the ice baths, who are facing their challenges, who are putting themselves out there and looking cringe in front of the other people, who are starting new businesses, who are doing these things. And you look at them and you think, oh my God, like if I did an ice bath now, like that would be horrible. So, and it's like, okay, Will, maybe in your first ice bath, this is just an example's sake, your first ice bath, you're going to be feeling horrible, mate. It's not going to be nice. But where we go wrong is you think that it's like that all the time.
No, yeah, but
So you're like, why would I want to live that life? Makes sense. You're being smart. If it's like that all the time, avoid it, mate. But it's not. It gets, not only does it get easier, but it gets more pleasurable.
Yeah.
The difficult things in life, they start becoming pleasurable. It's like in the ancient yoga text, it says that which is, I'm going to put this in a best way English style, that's it. What is really good seems like poison in the beginning and is nectar in the end.
No.
And what is really bad seems like nectar in the beginning and is poison in the end. So actually the real nectar is getting out there and doing it. And you'll feel good, eventually.
I spoke about this the other day with somebody. It's the exact same kind of principle. You ever watch that movie Over the Hedge with those animals that rob the house, right? And they get like the cookies and stuff like this. And the porcupine mother comes with a box of cookies, and like her kids are like sugar rush and all this stuff. And she's like, "Yeah, eat up, kids." And she's handing out chocolate chip cookies, and she says, "Anything that tastes good has to be good for you." And it's like, that's like,
putting it in there like a subliminal message,
dude, straight up,
makes sense,
but
mate.
it's like, but you can tell that it's so unnatural for a porcupine to eat a chocolate chip cookie. And even as the kid was then also on this like crazy sugar rush, going like absolutely nuts, like fast forward flips, bouncing off the walls and stuff like that. And yeah, dude, is that exact thing of like, just because it tastes good, just because it feels good, doesn't mean it is good, Yeah.
Did you observe that by yourself, or did you hear about this?
No. I observed.
You clocked it yourself.
Yeah.
So you looked at it and thought, that's sick, man.
Yeah, 100%.
That is sick.
I actually thought about it. So I watched that movie like so many times. As a kid, I used to rewatch movies over and over and over and over, just because I would enjoy it. Yeah, it was fun. But no. And then I thought about it the other day. I was having a conversation with someone, and it popped up into my mind. I was like, that. And it was but it's because that principle is like, it's quite a specific scene in the movie, it's like they've just started eating the bad food, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. But that's definitely not, like intense stuff.
Savage. Yeah.
You want to add anything else?
I don't think so, man. Like, it's literally there. There's a lot in there about this section in the ebook.
Who wants to shout it?
What?
Leone!
You got it. I love this picture. By the way, thank you, ChatGPT.
ChatGPT made
creating these pictures, yeah. I've just plugged everybody in right now. You probably didn't know, did you, that ChatGPT could do this, but it can. You describe what you want in there, and it just comes up with it.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think this is the most important one.
Yeah,
for taking control back.
Yes. Very practical, isn't it?
Yeah.
And difficult.
So what do you
difficult.
Yeah, difficult.
I think this is the biggest issue in today's society because you have fake dopamine, as I like to call it, everywhere.
What do you mean fake dopamine?
Fake dopamine is dopamine that doesn't benefit you and isn't
Love
real.
that. Empty, yeah?
Yeah, like porn and junk food.
Yeah.
And casual sex. 3 quick ones.
Did you know that Raw sells oxytocin? Blew my mind, bro. I never even thought about it. Anyways, carry on. Sorry.
Wow.
Wild shit, bro. Yeah, dude. You need a little bit of love, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. You're missing your mom, bro. You need a hug. Boom.
Yeah. So
inject some oxytocin, bro.
Anywho.
It's fucking wild, bro. Crazy. Anyways, carry on.
So real dopamine requires usually sacrifice.
Yes. Yeah.
And fake dopamine you can get whenever you want. Like you have your phone, you could just if you have a game, you could just swipe, watch some beautiful girls naked. You can go on Tinder, swipe, you can go hook up with someone. Doesn't really require anything of you, right? But like if you want a nice body, you need to say no to a lot of stuff. You need to go to the gym. You need to eat a strict diet. You need to do all of these things that doesn't feel good in the moment. You need to actually take care of yourself. But eventually you will get there. And that's where the real dopamine comes. And that's what I mean by real dopamine and fake dopamine. And as you show here on the slide, like suck your dopamine dealer is like whoever is giving you your fake dopamine, like fuck off.
No.
Yeah. Which is extremely difficult if you don't have a replacement. If you don't have a replacement, you're doomed. You ain't going to be able to do it. It's impossible.
Yeah.
We literally live off dopamine in the same way that we live off food. That is how we get our nourishment, our mental nourishment.
This is what drives us to every single action.
That's right. That's key.
It's
Driving. The dopamine is the driving force. It's what's actually, if you look around what a man has created, you can attribute it to dopamine, mate. Because it just keeps you coming back wanting to. When I was doing this ebook, I can't tell you how much pleasure I got out of this. It actually got to a point where I was thinking, yo, am I actually self-sabotaging here? Because I'd sit there at the cafe. I've had like 6 cups of tea, right? And I'm like, yo, my lunch is, I'm meant to have lunch. Normally I have my day structured out really well. Like what time I eat. I know exactly what I'm going to eat every single day. So I don't have to make a decision. And I'm just like, yo, maybe I'll have something here instead. So then I'll have something there, you know, and I like, and sometimes it'll throw me off a little bit, throw me off my routine. I'd go like bam, 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 but like 6 hours straight, non-stop, you know, but I was getting a buzz out of it, an absolute buzz. When I close my laptop at the end of the day, I'd be like, wow, you know, literally like buzzing.
I did it.
Yeah, like buzzing, bro, buzzing and waking up buzzing.
You know what I would call that real dopamine?
Hey, yeah, I would too.
Yeah. And like that's the time and place where you can go off routine because you're doing something productive. Because it's also important to reward yourself. You're not supposed to live like fucking David Goggins. You know? Like he's a good role model and you can learn a lot from him. But that guy is a fucking psychopath.
Bro, he's
and
mad.
I've read both his books. Like he was one of my biggest inspirations. And but yeah, he's fucking crazy. You can't live like that and be a normal person. Because like, bro, his wife sometimes wake up in the middle of the night of him like doing push-ups and kind of like 94, 95, 96, and then he can like go back to bed and shit.
Yo, bless
like
there's something there, right? Look.
What, bro?
I don't want to like. I love David Goggins so much. I love him so much. There's definitely something there.
Yeah,
there's something there that's not been visited, man. You know that, and I know. You know, his whole thing is about visiting, but I just feel like there's something there. You know, there's something there that needs to be dealt with in a different way. Because, you know,
I think he's just like a great example of every defeat starts in the mind.
Yeah.
Like you can achieve anything if you have mental resilience and you have to gradually build it up. And that guy just never stopped going at it.
Yeah.
So he has built this incredible mental strength, and now he just lives as an example of what is possible. And then you can look at him like, if he can do that,
Yes.
I can go to the fucking gym a couple times a
Bro,
week.
how many pull-ups did he do in a day?
Huh?
How many pull-ups did he do in a day? It was something like 8,000
Some
something.
thousands of pull-ups, bro. Like, yo, this guy is
David.
next level. Like, what a machine, bro. I don't even think I can do like my max that I've done on pull-ups. Maybe we'll cut this part out of the podcast. I'm joking. Max I've done is 13.
Oh.
This guy's doing thousands.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't do that. I couldn't even do 20 in a row. It's difficult, mate.
Why does this seem so low, dude? 4,083.
So low.
In how long?
So low.
24 hours.
I can't do
I
that
can
in a
beat that.
lifetime, bro.
You say, I can beat that. But I'll do it in 12 hours. No,
Honestly,
no. I thought it was...
But his
here we go. Some other guy
Yeah, there's
did
a lot of-
8,100.
there's a lot of people that have been beating him
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they keep upping each other like every
Yeah.
couple months now.
I'll
Right.
be one of them, bro. Come on.
I can beat David Goggins, but probably
Yeah.
not the highest guy. Right now.
No. But I think it'd be very cool, bro. Like I would dig to like, have you ever done one of those workouts where it's like 1,000 rep workout? So you do like 500 squats, 300 push-ups and 200 pull-ups, something along those lines.
That's sick.
It's insane, dude. It's
Yeah.
like it's really, dude. Like you get like,
Getting that dopamine, bro.
Yeah, dude. It
Getting
gets to a
in.
point where it's like cool, and then you realize like, oh, I'm tired. I'm also only halfway, and then you pass halfway, and you go, well, fuck, I have to finish now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's no, my dude. This is super cool, bro. If you say you got a circle forest, right, and you're gonna walk straight through it. So you're walking, and then you get halfway. You're walking through it, right? You get halfway. What happens when you get halfway?
You meet a tiger or like a meet.
No, dude, you start walking out.
What do you mean?
Yeah, so you're walking in, you get halfway, and then you start walking out.
Oh yeah.
Dude, so it's like,
Yeah.
if you can get halfway through something, we just finish it. Just finish it.
Yeah.
But also,
Yeah.
if you start something, bro, finish it. Like,
Brilliant.
like if you start something, try and get halfway, and once you're halfway, bro, finish it. And that's also is kind of this is very much your mentality is just do it. Just fucking do it, bro. Nike
Love
style,
it.
bro. Just
love that.
just cool. You want to do it? Do it. You said it? Do it.
Yeah.
Is it gonna suck? Maybe.
Mhm.
Is it gonna feel good afterwards? Probably. Immediately? Sure. Or not. I don't know. But do it.
Yeah.
That whole thing, like when you complete something, fuck
Yeah, exactly. This is it, bro.
yeah.
That feeling of completion.
Delayed gratification. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, yeah,
Getting a pro card, bro, that's gonna take a long time. Getting it's gonna be very cool. And then you can eat a slice of bread or whatever, dude. I don't know. But there's so much to it, right? You want to I really want to get that 100 kilogram pull up. There's like,
I can finally do pull-ups now without pain.
yeah, dude.
Finally,
you
my
gotta
last
catch up to
workout.
me, bro.
Last workout.
I'm at like 70 kgs now.
Yeah, I need to catch
I
up.
need to step up my game, man. Being around you boys, man.
Yeah, dude. So, but like that's like a thing, dude. But also like there's like maybe 100 people in the world who can do a 100 kilogram pull up.
Yeah.
Dude, like what? Dude, that's
I'm
like
not surprised, bro.
0.00001% of the world.
Yeah.
How many zeros? I'm probably missing a few, dude. Like that's cool, bro. That's cool as fuck, actually. Dude. like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
You get a kick out of that.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Dude.
It's
Like
amazing.
my one coach for arm wrestling, there's these things called captains of crush, and it's like those hand grippers that for grip strength training. Now you get like different levels, right? And he's got one of them. Like 200 people in the world can close it. He can close it 7 times. What the fuck? Dude, that's like gnarly strength. And then there's people that make him look weak. Like that's the kind of, but like also it's like that would, like, it's totally doable. Just practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commit.
I don't know about
Do
I
it.
don't know.
Yeah.
For you, for you maybe.
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, but anyways. Dopamine dealer.
Yeah. Can I add something here that's very important
Please,
for
brother,
the people listening who are struggling with this? And that's dopamine and motivation is the same thing. So if you're struggling with motivation in your life, it's basically because you fried your dopamine receptors. Because if you have a healthy brain with healthy dopamine receptors, the thought of doing something productive should give you enough dopamine to do it. And this is why so many people have ADHD today, or ADD, attention deficit disorder, is because the being able to have attention is also just like functions with dopamine.
That's it.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're reading a book, it should give you dopamine because you're learning something or reading something funny. And if it isn't funny or interesting, it's because your dopamine dealer is fucking you.
Bro, it was
Brilliant way
just
of
a
putting
really
it, bro.
bad author, dude.
Or
Like,
it's just
listen,
a really
like-
bad offer, you know.
Like I've gone through books, bro. Like I dig reading, bro. But you know, some of them fantastic, some of them
Yeah.
terrible. You know,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
depends who, bro. Like say
Yeah, but you
you're
don't know where
reading.
I'm coming from.
100%, mate. Like
Yeah.
it's actually one thing that I wish somebody would have told me is wish they would have warned me about how hard it actually is just to do normal things when you're in that cycle, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? Reading a book, mate. To be honest, I actually was still reading at the time. I was still reading books.
Really?
Like, I was still reading books even when I was going through that whole period of just madness. I was still reading books. I was still really into it, but that's because it really caught my interest and I was getting something out of it. You know, it was helping me a lot. But like when it comes to like exercise or, you know, doing something good, reading a book, you've got to understand that in the beginning, it is going to be treacherous, bruv.
Yeah.
It's going to be so hard. And that's just the way that it's meant to be. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to do it.
But is it hard or just boring?
That's why it's
Or
so
something's
hard.
boring, it's still hard.
Yeah,
bro.
it's so hard. And also, why is it hard? Okay, sitting there reading a book, you've got all these urges because you've been feeding the wolf, right? How can you read a book?
That looks more like you were jerking the wolf, bro.
Polishing the rocket,
Yeah, dude.
choking the chicken, spanking the
dude.
dolphin.
Choking the chicken. Oh, dude, that's fantastic, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
Yeah. Yeah.
dopamine.
It's hard, mate. It's hard to do stuff like that, but it's meant to be hard, and it'll get easier. You just get over that initial hurdle of really, this really sucks, man. You know, and then just keep doing it little by little. I used to make mistakes of just going on a mad run. You know, like I'd be so high, like because I was smoking weed at the same time, and I'd be fuming with everybody. And bear in mind, I wasn't even exercising at the time, right? And I'd be like, right, all right, I know what I need to do. I've been listening to David Goggins. I'm just going to go for a run. And I'd go and do, like, I remember doing 10K on the treadmill with no shoes on. My feet were literally in bits, bro. I had to get my mate to push me around the city the next day in a wheelchair, bro. In a wheelchair. And my mate, it's actually a girl, right? And she's really strong as well, tall girl, strong yoga teacher. She was carting me around because I needed to be in the city the next day because I literally couldn't walk. My feet were full of blisters.
Fuck.
So this is not healthy.
No, that's
Like, this is not what I'm saying. Like, don't go
Yeah.
out there and do these really extreme things. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
Start small. Do
This is
something
where a lot
small
of
every day.
overweight people
commit
struggle.
to it, bro.
What's that?
That's where a lot of overweight people struggle.
Right.
Like they want to lose all this weight and then they start starving themselves and then they feel like shit and then they like binge eat to
Yeah.
oh, I haven't eaten in so many days, let me eat a little bit extra today, boom, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Back to
Yeah.
it.
That's a classic example.
Take
of
some
self-sabotage.
Manjaro and fucking control that shit yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy as that, just jab,
Yeah.
finished.
And do exercise.
Yeah.
But like if you make like a habit of like doing exercise, but also like exercise where you actually try and then eat something like good after waiting like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you're gonna feel good.
Yeah.
Endorphins kick in, bro. That's what happens, bro. This is so cool. So if you learn to like control your stuff, you're like, it just, dude, it works. It works. It works. Like, we're designed this way, bro. Like, it's really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, I wish, dude, I've said this so many times to myself, bro. I wish people kind of all had the knowledge of how we work, humans work, how your body works, and food and exercise and how to move and how, like, you know, being hydrated helps. And like, if you put all of those things together, you feel fucking amazing, dude. Like, dude, drink enough water and you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, why do I feel so good? It's not that you feel good, you now feel normal. You felt like crap before and you got used to it. Dude,
sorry.
go for it, bro.
So I've been on a really strict
rant
diet
on
now
this shit.
for a long time since I'm working with a coach. And yesterday, I got high and played League of Legends, and I ate so much shit. Like, I was eating cake, I was eating Twix, I was eating gummy bears. Like, I didn't stop, and I ate and ate and ate. And today, I feel so garbage. Like, I'm burping acid. My farts smell like acid, and like, I feel like death on the inside. So
like a hangover without even drinking.
Yeah, and that's what you were just saying. Like, you're used to eating all this.
Bro, can you hear that rain?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be pouring, bro.
So you get used to
It's raining.
eating all this shit. So you think this is
My
the normal.
helmet's on my bike. Sorry.
That's right.
Yeah. So you will eventually get used to also, like, your new life, but that's also why you gotta always continue progressing, right?
Yeah. And you will fall. You know, you will fall. Like, you will, every now and again, you'll do it. Every now and again, you'll do it. Yesterday, you did it. You probably deserved it, mate. You probably thought, right, I'm being so strict on myself. I'm just going to go in. And it's like, sometimes, honestly, I think that that's okay. So long as it's not like, for example, if it's other things, it's not okay. But I think eating is a little bit.
I think it depends on
you know,
what your addiction was before.
I think I self-sabotaged yesterday.
If you're,
Yeah, well, there you go, brother. There you go.
If you're a fatty and you've been addicted to food before and like sugar addictions and stuff like that, don't. Right, like you wouldn't say you're doing very well in life at the moment, and then you went and did a bunch of cocaine to celebrate.
Yeah, exactly, brother. Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
it's retarded, bro.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, I think, you know, like,
I can't even drink. I've not drank for 5 years. I know for a fact
my man.
that if I sip even half a pint, I'm looking for the bags. Bear in mind, I've not done anything like that for 5 years, but I know it. I know it because I've relapsed before. You know, and like, for example, I'd not took anything for like 2 years. You know, and then I took a little bit of alcohol. Like, I think it was literally a pint. And I was like, yo, and it's a good job I had a girlfriend at the time to talk me out of it. Because if she didn't, I would have been all over the bags, mate. I'd have been all over the bags.
And then you feel like crap the next day, so you take some more.
Mate, feel like crap the next day. I'd be feeling amazing the next day because I'd still be going.
Yeah.
I'd still be going, bro. And the day after that as well, you know.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Do we change
No
slides?
stopping.
Nice.
But let's
Well,
it's going in fast forward.
I don't know what.
1 minute.
we're supposed to be at like 3.
I can't see it.
Anyways. Do you normally wear glasses? Cool.
I don't know where they are, but
Aha, you took them off and now they're gone forever. Can't
you want
find
to go
them.
back to the previous slide?
This one. This is number 4, right?
This is number 4, bro.
Yeah, let's do this one. Track your
it's
enemy.
the 4th slide, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, track your enemy, man. Again, it's like what we were just speaking about. Like, I love the point that you just made. Okay, I know that if I go and see these friends now at night, then I'm going to end up having a drink. So it doesn't mean you never see your friends.
No.
Go and see them in the morning, mate.
Yeah.
That's a good way of like tracking like where you actually are in your progress and being smart about it. But that little, oh no, don't go on there. I'll just go there. Like, it's okay. I can do it. I'll be able to withstand it. I'll be able to resist the urges. Don't go there. Don't put yourself through it.
Yeah.
Because it's exhausting. Resisting urges is exhausting.
Oh, dude, yeah. Yep. So rather don't.
Yeah, figure out what is it. One of my triggers, right? And I know I'm being very out there, right? One of my triggers that I remember was I've got a very mischievous nature, brother. Naturally, I love to be a little rascal, mate. You know, in a nice way, in a good way. You know, I like to just push buttons and this, that, the other. So like one of my triggers was like if I'm in a house, like my house, and then let's say like it's just me and then there's 5 people.
Yeah.
And all 5 of them walk out and I'm in the house on my own. As soon as that door shuts, I'm on my own, mate. I get to do whatever the hell I want right now. That was my trigger, brother. That was my trigger. If I'm with my girlfriend and she leaves the gaff, bang, I'm alone. I can do whatever I want right now.
Yeah.
And I would, mate. And I would.
Yeah.
So that was my trigger. And I put this in the ebook as well. Somebody told me, look, if you're being triggered when you're alone, then try working, because as an entrepreneur, you're working, you're not going to a normal 9-to-5 job. You're in your own house with your own demons, with your own triggers, with your own everything. So they said, why don't you go try working in a cafe, right? So I'm like, nah, and I disagreed with it and I dismissed it. I was like, nah, because then you're just avoiding it. That's another mindset you've got to watch out for. Oh no, that's just avoidance, man. Yes. You know, that's what you got to watch out for, mate, because it's not smart at all. So
what do you mean?
So what I mean is like, you know, like for me, when somebody said, why don't you go try working in a cafe? For me, I thought, no, because then I'm just avoiding the enemy. I need to face my enemies.
Yeah, I got to face it.
Then I'm just avoiding my urges.
Yeah, but if it's you versus the devil, bro, the devil's going to win, bro.
That's exactly.
Right? You don't stand a chance.
So I dismissed it. And I was like, I'm not doing it. And this is why humility is so important when it comes to these cycles that we're in, to be able to humble yourself down and listen to advice from someone who knows what they're talking about. So I decided to go and work in cafes. I still implement that to this day, just out of habit. I can work on my own now, no problem, no issue. I ain't going to sabotage myself. But I still go and work in cafes, just out of habit. The first 4 hours of my day are in a cafe every day, starting out my day. Yeah, about 3 hours, maybe 3 hours, you know. So I just still have that habit of being around people, you know. So that's very important as well, not to fall into the, I don't want to avoid it. No, you need to be smart and you need to do things. You need to be tactical. You need to understand your enemy again, you know. Don't leave yourself like a sitting duck, bruv. You know, be a moving target. If you sat there, you're gonna get it.
Yeah. Also, there's 2 of those sayings. Whereas the one is an idle mind is the devil's playground.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other one is idle hands
at the devil's workshop.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why I got to play League of Legends the whole day.
Dude, so I would...
That's a fantastic excuse, isn't it?
It's wild, dude. So, like, on that, though, like, I would far rather play League of Legends than scroll Instagram or YouTube.
Yeah.
Because with League of Legends, first of all, your brain is working. You're constantly thinking, problem solving, stuff like this. Cool. Reaction time, all this good stuff. So it is, like, way more stimulating in, like, a building up kind of way, and you're not gonna get bored, right? Whereas if I get bored of scrolling, then what? Then what?
Because scrolling is like the bottom of the barrel, isn't it? It's like scrolling is like when you're scrolling, you know you ain't got you're not doing anything, bro.
No, because then what? Porn.
Oh yeah, true.
You see,
true,
because
exactly.
then it goes way harder, and then it's like nah. See, so like I'd like that's an absolute no. Because, you know, like, again, like, lust is such a hardcore demon to deal with, especially nowadays, how it's become so normal. Yeah. So, like, nah.
Pro tip for anyone who does struggle with that kind of addiction, especially when it comes to, like, you know, looking at women and that, and, you know, obviously the more extreme forms being pornography. You need to clean up your social media, mate. If you go on if you press the little magnifying glass,
my social media looks great,
mate,
now,
mine's
bro.
clean,
yeah.
Bro. Even and
Jesus and Jim.
I hope girls don't take offense when I say this, yeah. But I don't even let a female creep in on my page. That's how strong I am with it. I don't even see a female face. I'm like, nope, bam, I'm not interested. and I click not interested, not interested, not interested. Whenever I see it, you know, because that's just the way I've got to be brutal with myself.
100%.
I'm not going to get drawn into seeing these dancing ladies and stimulating that lust, because that's only going to, the mind doesn't forget it.
No.
It builds on it.
Yeah.
So
It can also be motivation, though.
What?
Don't you think?
What motivation? What?
No.
What's motivating?
Yeah, dude, please explain.
What, dancing ladies motivating?
No,
No,
dude.
not
It's
like,
definitely
not
motivating
like
in one
porn
kind of way, bro, yeah.
actresses and OnlyFans girls, but like, yeah, like if you have a certain type of women you like tattoo gym girls, you know,
Right.
and you want one of them in your life, and then you follow a couple of them to inspire you, give you motivation.
All right,
Nah,
all right,
bro,
but
it's just
yeah.
gonna give you
I mean-
boners, bro.
I mean,
like,
look, I don't know because
So then you have filthy mind. Then you're cooked.
you're a guy.
Why you don't have to sexualize everything.
I do.
See,
I
I
can't.
do.
I can't.
There's
look,
nothing to it, bro.
I can't
But,
follow
like,
a girl who's doing and watch her do squats, bro.
Nah.
Like it's just not my thing. If I'm in the gym, I'm not like one of them guys who sat there looking at. I can't. I'm literally, mate. Bum. I need to get what I need to do done and get out.
See,
And this
yeah.
is what people don't understand
Also,
about
I've trained my
self-sabotage, bro.
brain to literally look at like technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because again,
Technique.
working in a gym, bro. No, but like that's
That's
the
a
thing.
nice squat, girl.
100%. Like back was straight, got down nice and low, didn't lean onto your toes. Like this is good squat, bro. Cool. Well done. Keep it up. Go heavier. Cheers. And then I carry on with life, you know. But like, you know, that's kind of my thing, dude. Like,
Fair enough,
But,
man. If
'cause-
that
'cause-
works for you.
Because I had
it
the
stops
same.
me from thinking about like I can see a vagina, you know, like
Vagina.
Yeah,
Straight
dude.
for the vagina.
do what you'll be
You're
surprised what
ruthless.
sticks out, bro.
You're
When
ruthless.
yeah. Anyways, like so, like yeah, dude. No, like it's yeah. If you focused on that, like technique or whatever, you know, cool, fantastic.
Fair enough.
But also like I would far rather have my mind thinking like, okay, cool, movement rather than shape.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Fair enough, man. If that works for you,
It
bro.
is, bro. Like, dude, when you're in a gym all day, every day,
Oh, true.
kind of have to,
True.
you know,
True. Oh, I get it.
kind of
I
have
get
to,
it.
dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
otherwise,
You need to be
bro,
connecting with people too, innit?
Yep, and you can't just I can't walk around with fucking.
See, I would literally have
fraud,
some
dude.
mad. I'd have a cone on my head or something if I worked in this gym. If I worked in
You
this gym, I'd have a cone on my head like that, mate.
Yeah,
Gosh.
dude. Have you guys ever played Exploding Kittens? The game Exploding Kittens,
Nah, man.
dude, it's great. So if you,
It's not like that fish game that you were talking about before, is it?
What? No,
slapping
no,
people
no,
with
no,
a
no,
fish on
no,
that.
no.
I never know what to expect with you anymore,
Exploding
bro.
Kittens is kind of like it's like a mixture of a bunch of different card games, but it's also like kind of like funny. But so there'll be like one where you can like make a rule, and then if you break the rule, you have to wear the cone of shame. And they're literally like part of the card game. They bring you a cone, and it says
Right.
cone of shame. So then whenever you want to see something, you have to like hold it up. So, you know, you got this fucking cone on, bro. It's terrible. It's great, bro. And that made me think of that.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. You're like trying to play a card game, and you're like, yeah, cool. I'm gonna play this one now, bro. And you like turn to your friend, bro, but they can't see you. Yeah. Anyways,
But what you just said made me think about something. She did the same as you. She was at like a temple for many years.
yeah.
But she had very bad experiences. But anyway, so she had this quote where she says, "Are you truly healed, or are you just isolating so much no one is there to trigger you?"
I like that, brother. I like that.
So when we talk about the women in the Instagram feed, like I also struggled with the same addiction as you in my early years, but when I overcame this addiction, my view on women also changed, and I could look at women without objectifying them. Same when I quit like random hookups and were actually looking for something serious, that thing doesn't interest me anymore. It doesn't stimulate me because I want something real rather. So a body is just a body until the person who have the body is interesting to me,
Yeah,
you know.
I like that.
And Now it's just like respect to the person who built that body, because I know what is required
Yes.
to achieve that body, and
Yes.
that's what I like about it. It's not sexualizing it; it's rather admiring it, and
Yeah.
in a respectful way.
Yeah, see, like I've still got that monk mindset, man. Like, obviously, it's probably, I hope I'm not oversharing here, but it's funny. But as a monk, you're meant to practice celibacy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So, celibacy is, not many people really know much about it. They just think it's just about holding it in. But this monk celibacy was on a totally other level, bruv. It was on another level. And I remember I must have been so like horny as a guy going into monkhood, yeah, which was actually, I just kind of landed in it. Like I'm the only person in the history of that temple that landed in the temple the way that I did. And I was totally unqualified, but I still made it somehow to be there, be around the monks, live with them, proper monks, not just like a load of people in India smoking weed and that. These guys were next level. Yeah. And so I had 5 wet dreams in a row, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. It happens, bro. I had 2 in one night. That's wild, bro.
Nearly every day of the week, and I was like, "What is this?" Like, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, see, now you've got to start practicing how not to do that." So you're practicing celibacy in your sleep, bro.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
And it's like, wait,
100%.
if I'm in it, so as a monk, I'm like trying to be all saintly and that, yeah, not looking at the girls. And I went to loads of events. There were many girls that would approach me, and you could tell that, you know, I could have well hooked up with them easily, right? But I was like trying to be all saintly and that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not about that bum. And then when I'm in my sleep, bro, it's almost like when that last person leaves your house and you're in a dream and you're like, oh my God, I'm dreaming right now. Bang, lucid dream. What kind of havoc can I cause right now? And then I was really proud of myself. And then the monk just humbled me and was like, yeah, that's not good, bro. You need to sort that out. you need to sort that out.
It's wild, dude. On that exact topic, bro, because I've also like, when, you know, like same, you know, like that whole thing of like when you have control in your dreams to actually then have the self-control. That's like the most the most raw form of integrity.
Yes, it is, brother. It really is.
Because now it's like
no one can see you.
Exactly.
You are completely in.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, dude. Like I can't tell you the amount of times where it's kind of gone that way, and I've literally woken up and just prayed, and or gone to the bathroom and prayed, like washed my face and pray, and to not have that, bro. And like something that I've started doing recently is, because you know how like it starts in your heart and then it goes into your mind, and then from your mind your actions, right? So I've been praying to have my heart changed, because I don't want to even have it in my mind. And that's like that was a really big thing for me as well, because it made a huge difference, the biggest difference. Because then it's like I'm not fighting it by myself. Because I don't want to. I'm gonna lose. I will lose. I've tried and I lost every single time. You know. So
inviting a higher power to help you out.
100%.
It's nice, bro.
100%. But yeah, like that change from within, because you know it's like, oh, give me the strength to, you know, like control my thoughts. Nah, dude. Change my heart so I don't have those thoughts.
Clean your heart.
You know, exactly. Yeah. Bleach, bro. You mentioned earlier, you can clean anything.
Yes.
You can clean anything, dude. So like no matter how dirty you have made yourself from crap, you can fix it. You can clean it.
It's true, man. I feel very clean right now. And if honestly, when I look back, man, I did so many things that I was ashamed of. And I'm just really, really happy where I am.
And it was all self-sabotage.
It was all
like that's my thing. Like, I have not held a grudge against anybody in my life except for myself. I was like, nobody ever did me wrong except for myself. Like I made all the mistakes. I did all the bad stuff. I made all those choices. It was always me. And I held that against myself. So then like when it's like this whole thing of like forgiving, like if you want to be happy, if you want to be at peace, you need to forgive. If you want to experience love, you need to forgive.
Well, they say that forgiveness is the bridge you must cross in order to be forgiven. I heard somebody say that.
Oh, that sounds great, dude.
Yeah, it makes sense though, doesn't it?
It does make sense. That's a cool saying, dude. Forgiveness, yeah.
Because you got to
Well,
forgive
that's the
yourself
thing.
as well.
Yeah, but also like how many times have you seen like or heard stories of like, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, like, oh, how do I'm never happy. This, okay, well, did you have a fight with someone? Yeah, no, my dad used to hit me. Okay, cool, well, go and forgive him. No, but he needs to apologize to me because he was the one that was hitting me and I was just a kid. Well, yeah, but if you do the forgiving, if you forgive him first, that's when he goes, oh crap, okay, I'm sorry I did this. I've, you know, whatever. Like, and if you apologize, say like, oh, I'm sorry I made you angry, you know, dude, that's when it all, you break down those walls and you break those chains and everything. And that's when you can, you know, heal and all, you know, whatever it is, whatever story it's, you know, just an example. But yeah, you know, again, like for me personally, it was forgiving myself because I was the only one who did bad shit to myself, you know? Yeah, which is in a way kind of lucky, you know? But also then not difficult because then it's this whole thing of acknowledging like, I was the trash, you know? There's nobody else to blame. It's not like, oh, this person hit me, this person bullied me. Nah, dude. I mean, it was
Radical
you, dude,
responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
But it brings about radical change, bro.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Track your enemy.
Yeah.
Poof. Wild conversation, bro.
That escalated.
Yeah. Super cool. I dig it, bro. I
Yeah?
dig it. Yeah. I love this kind of stuff.
Sick.
Also, because also like, there's no point in hiding anything, bro. Like
That's right.
You know.
Yeah. You leave the door open. One thing I remember being very frustrated about was when I was struggling and I would type in, you know, how to get over this, how to get over that. I just got all these really big guys, you know, your Sadhgurus, your Tony Robbins, your Mel Robbins, you know, all these big personalities. Honestly, I couldn't relate. And I never really, and maybe there's a reason, I don't know. Like when it comes to getting yourself out there, right? How many people are actually really that authentic?
Yeah.
Genuinely, right? So I don't know, right? So I don't know whether it's they're onto something and they know, right, look, there's a limit to authenticity. Don't go too far because you're going to really limit your audience. Or it's just that people are just not willing to be authentic. You know, for me, I'm just trying to figure that out and I won't know until later on down the line. But I was wanting someone to just be like, yo, I did this, I did that, you know, I was doing this, you know, I stayed up for 48 hours, I watched porn for 35 hours straight. True story.
Cocaine.
Yeah. Yeah. I want someone to say that. So that I can be like, yo, this guy's a mad dog as well. But I felt too mad. Like, I was like, yo, these guys are on my level. How are they going to know how to get out of this?
Yeah.
You know, like, but yeah.
I know some, I can send you some podcasts and some people that have been through that kind of stuff who did all the drugs. There's a guy, Nicky Gracious, check him out.
Right, okay.
He was a full-blown heroin addict, developed,
Wow.
because of all the drugs that he took, he developed schizophrenia,
Yo.
and a whole bunch of stuff. He went to prison for murder. He did like crazy shit. He used to torture people for money and stuff, to like insane stuff.
Whoa, this is a
And
different
then
level, bro.
Changed, yeah. Like you're like, oh crap. Okay, so I thought I was at a high level,
know.
bro. He's mad up there, bro. Completely changed. He's a pastor now.
Whoa,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Got God to clean up everything. Doesn't have schizophrenia anymore. Doesn't.
Yeah, I can
none
see
of
that.
bro. Like insane
can
change.
see
You're like,
that.
bro, what? Yeah, dude. So like that's, you know, there are definitely people who, you know, you a bit more relatable, and you're like, okay, wow, yeah, okay. So, you know, if you could change, you could get fixed.
Exactly.
I can get fixed. You know, like yeah. Like it's yeah.
Yeah, so build systems for success. This one has really helped me because some people are naturally, maybe one of you guys could say, like, if you are like that, me personally, I'm not a planner. I never have been. It doesn't come naturally to me. Now I'm a planner, but nature-wise, no. I've always been a free-flowing person, freestyling. Even when I was working at that call center, when I was competing with the top guys, one of the top guys especially, he just had the same thing he would say every single time. My calls were completely different every time. So like by nature, I'm like that. So one thing that has just helped me so much on my journey of self-sabotage is planning. Having your full day literally planned out, like blocked out, you know?
Yeah, but like I like to describe this really simple. And how can you sail to a specific island without a map?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you can't go with the flow.
GPS, bro.
Because you can't go with the flow, right?
Yeah,
right.
GPS have a system for you to follow.
100%. No, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
everyone's success looks so different. So there's a different recipe to follow,
Exactly, brother.
a different
Exactly.
system.
And it ties into being a moving target too. So, for example, like if I've got my whole day planned out, and then there's just 1 hour there that has not been planned, that is free, I've got to fill that hour in. I don't want to be sat there thinking, what do I do next? If I sit there thinking, what do I do next? What should I do next? My mind's got some crazy plans. You know, if I don't plan, my mind's going to make the planning, and it's not going to go well. And I've had to learn that the hard way, you know. So building them systems, them like automated systems, even something like I eat the same thing pretty much every single day, you know, I get up at the same time, because if I don't, and even if I'm thinking, what should I have to eat today? I hate that feeling, bro. I hate it. I don't
Pizza,
like feeling
bro.
that.
That's my answer every
I
single
love that.
time.
I love
dude.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That would be my answer.
Yeah.
That would be my answer. So yeah,
And I've got a girlfriend who says no.
there you go.
Yeah, we can't have pizza again. I'm like, well, what's wrong with eating pizza 4 times a week?
Yeah,
Like, you know.
I'm on a cake ban now, bro. I'm on a cake ban.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. No cake?
What happens behind closed doors, no one knows about. You know what I'm saying?
Close the door. We'll have some cake, bro. No.
Yeah.
Good stuff, dude.
So that's pretty much
Build
like.
systems for success.
I really need to go to the bathroom. I'm really sorry. I need to run.
Bro, this guy, bro. Hey.
Yes. One more.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, there's
No.
one more. There's one more, but we can go, because I know we're probably like been going on for a bit now. What, 2 hours or something?
1 hour 22 minutes.
Oh, it'd be perfect to wrap it up in like 1:30, innit?
Yeah. Dude, we've been talking so much, though. It's so cool. Me? Fuck, really? Damn. I didn't even realize, bro. I thought I was all right, bro. Anyways.
Brandon, then you said anything. I was like seeing you like.
So to be fair, I feel like that happened last time. Brandon spoke and I kept quiet when you were here. Yeah. So we've taken turns. Last time I think I said like 20 words in total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like the fact that I'm sat here now instead of there.
Potentially.
I'm looking at you from
Potentially.
the other side.
Yeah.
You know?
Potentially, bro.
Yeah.
Movie anytime.
What's that?
Well, movie guys anytime.
Oh yeah. shift
Maybe
it
next
up a
time we'll
little
put this table on that side. Yeah. I'll sit behind the desk. No.
What?
Systems for success, bro. So like, you just mean like structuring yourself? Because I don't. I know what I have to do during the week.
Yeah. What I'm saying is like, don't put yourself in a position where you need to make a decision, because like it's very draining. And as an experiment that I put in there in the ebook. By the way, I didn't know whether I mentioned the ebook is free as well, but in there I put like a bit of research in there, you know, and what they found was decision making and resisting urges. They both draw from the same battery, and decision making is extremely exhausting.
So say you just go on like, I don't know, not intuition, but just like almost impulsiveness, but like in a restrained way. So say you go to a restaurant, got a whole menu, and I'll like say like a lemon meringue croissant, bro, or something wild. Dude. I'm like, dude, that sounds boss. I like lemon meringue. I like croissants. I'm hungry. I'm gonna have that. Okay. Or maybe that's a bad example because it's super unhealthy. But you know, like systems for success. Like for example, like decision making, right? Like like again, I don't really care. You know, as long as like for food, you know, I don't care. If I've got enough, if there's enough protein in it, cool.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't care.
And you're probably a good eater. For me personally, bro, I'm very fussy.
Yeah.
So if I have to pick what to eat next, it's a lot more difficult for me.
Yeah. I'll eat the same meal 4 or 5 times, but then like in a day.
Yeah.
You know, again, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, like if I'm cooking for myself, I'll have a steak and a stick of cucumber or like a carrot. That's that, bro. I'm not gonna zhuzh it up, bro. There's nothing. I'm not even gonna cut the carrots or the cucumber, bro.
Yeah.
I'll eat it like that, bro.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Simple.
I don't give a fuck. You know, but if I'm cooking for somebody else, cool, bro. Let's go. I'll make you a really nice meal, bro. It'll be delicious. I'll even cut the cucumber. You know. But otherwise, bro, like, nah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter. So like stuff like that, I don't care. But again, say I'm on a holiday, right, going to like a cool location, what to do? Personally, again, I just want to see the nature stuff. I don't care about anything else. Oh, there's a nice restaurant here. Okay, cool. I don't give a fuck. But I maybe I would have found it, maybe not. It doesn't matter to me. Like a lot of this kind of stuff. So like almost takes the decisions out.
Definitely.
In a way. You know, like
Definitely.
it doesn't bother me. You know, if you know, go to that restaurant for a meal or that one. Which one has cooler decorations? You know, like
Simple.
yeah, you know, like in a way. And so I don't know if that's
It's a kind
a system for success. Like,
definitely,
it's
a system, but it's probably something that really just comes naturally to you. You know, like this. What I'm talking about here is like, you know, again, we're always afraid of doing something that feels unnatural. Like when you talk about planning your day, people are going to be like, I want to plan my day. That seems so unnatural. I'm going to miss out on things. Actually, if you're struggling with self-sabotage, it is you have to do it. You have to plan out your day. You have to have things to do. And again, it all ties in. So if you have a vision that means something to you, and you're an entrepreneur and you don't work 9 to 5, all your plans, if they're tied into that vision, they're exciting. They're fulfilling. Like you said, you get off on it. You know, 100%. You get high on it.
Yeah.
So like have your day planned out, blocked out, so you don't have to make a decision. What do I do now? Simple, really.
That's very true. Bro.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And again, dude, this is something like I mentioned to your brother, bro, and I learned this from Kenny, and it's so cool, dude. It's like start off like with the vision and then backtrack from there. So like final job, final living area, final everything, your vision, right? The finished masterpiece vision.
Yeah.
And then go, okay, cool. Well, what's the steps right before that? And then what's the steps before those steps? And the steps before, and then eventually you've got daily habits. You know, if you just go down that, and then you've got like a 100%. Spider web of like stuff, and then you've got your foundation. There's like 20 things, and you're like, cool, well, I can do all of those now. You know, just to like small daily habits. You know,
yes, that's it. That's exactly it.
That then leads to the next layer.
Yeah, they are your systems.
And then eventually, after a couple of years, boom, you're at the day. Oh, hey, I got the vision. Cool.
Yeah.
Living in that vision, and then you can start again, or maintain, or whatever. You know, focus on 7 kids.
Well, you're going to be busy maintaining if it's depending on how big the vision is. That it doesn't have to be a big wild one. You know. Yeah.
Amazing, dude. Very cool. How's your shit?
Very good, nice.
Yeah, all that food from yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
All the sugary stuff, bro. I'm sure it burnt a little bit, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude.
Go on.
Funny enough, believe it or not, this is a well-practiced filter, bro. Well, I am restraining, like when I have a lot of outrageous comments.
Oh, okay, right. So that was a filtered one, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, not bad, bro. I used to get in trouble a lot for saying stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's great, dude. My stepdad, literally.
Now you're an adult, you can't get in trouble, so
it's pretty cool, bro. No, now you just go to prison.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, dude. Wild, bro. Wild. Bless, dude. What a cool conversation.
Yeah.
Very nice.
The next slide.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll try and keep it quick because obviously it'd be nice to wrap up soon because I don't want to keep on for so long. You know.
Yeah, we got to start a bit late.
Yeah, so create your identity would be like, the reason why I didn't say originally it was recreate your identity. But if I say recreate your identity, I'm kind of referring to the idea that you created it in the first place. You know, but actually I'm saying create your identity, because the identity that you've got a lot of the time has not been created by you. It's been created by your surroundings, been created by your parents, it's been created by everyone else. So create that identity. Who is that person you want to become? It's tied into making a vision as well. Also, identity-wise, it's, you know, with beliefs, for example, if you don't believe that you're a person that can stop self-sabotage, then all of this goes out the window. Literally. Like, you've got to understand that it is possible. You got to understand that you will do it. If you put the effort in, you're going to get there. And if you do that, just by understanding that, you're already 50% there.
Yeah.
And then you can actually start at this one, actually, you know, just believing that you can actually do it, and then go through the rest. Yeah.
Create your identity. I dig that, bro. Also, like when you were talking now, there's two things that popped to mind. Is I'm sure you've heard that one saying is a man lives two lives. You know, life, and then the life when he realizes that he only has one life.
Right.
So because like when you realize, oh shit, I've only got this one.
Yeah.
Then it changes how you live.
Yeah, it does.
Slightly different Vedic, you know, you must die and then go to the next one. But
well, even
you know,
so, even if you do it in this life,
this life, you live once.
Yeah.
You know, so
you could say you're gonna die. You could just say, okay, when a man realizes he's gonna die one day, that's when,
you know, then you gotta start living, and that's part of creating that identity. It's like changing or developing, evolving.
That's a crucial point. It's a crucial point.
You know, because when you only live once, don't waste it.
Yeah.
You know, again, you could die. That truck could hit you today. You know, cancer could come in a few years.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then after that, you've got a few more years, and then you're dead. You know, or something. Like, shit happens all the time. It's really sad. It's really fucked, but it is what it is, right? So, live, create your identity, be who you want to be, and just do it, bro.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, get it done.
I mean, or don't. You know, fuck your choice.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's it's a thing. It's a
I
thing.
want to put pressure on create your identity.
Mm.
Don't let your parents decide who you are, because I felt into that trap.
Right.
Because I was a.
So you would put pressure on it.
No, yeah, I would put pressure on.
So you could even you could even say like create your identity.
Yeah. Because when I grew up, I honestly, like, if I don't figure out a way to make money without a 9 to 5 by the time I'm 18, I'm probably just gonna salute, you know, because I didn't see any life.
What do you mean?
Because I didn't see any life.
You like
worth,
jump off a bridge or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I didn't see a life worth living on this planet. If I gotta work a 9 to 5, 5 to 6 days a week, and not enjoy it, why do I need to be miserable 50% of my life?
Yeah.
And then I found video games, and I had the opportunity to make money off of that, but my family kind of crushed that dream.
Yeah.
And then they said I should do this instead.
Okay.
And then I went to school, and every time I dropped out, and it was the most miserable I've ever been, because I was trying to become what they wanted me to be, instead of just following my heart from the beginning. And then I would have saved so much time. And it's so easier to not self-sabotage when you do something you genuinely want, and you're being authentic and chasing what is true to your heart. And I think we all know it. It's just hard to accept it and do the sacrifices, because you love your family. You don't want to disappoint them. And especially when you have these radical ideas and wants in your life, like you want to be an entrepreneur, and you have this vision in your head, and you know you can make it, or you just know you want to make it. And then your family maybe have some bad experience with siblings or family members that it didn't work out for, and they just want to save you or help you.
Exactly.
But Yeah. And you just gotta say fuck you to even your parents and just go for it.
That's right.
Because your early 20s are years of your life you should fuck up, you should experiment, you should figure out what you want to do in your life, because yes, as he said, you can die any moment.
Yeah.
And
Again, that doesn't mean go and do a bunch of cocaine, but just
No.
have a good think, bro. Have a good think. You know, sit down and be real, bro. Be authentic. Be like we've said the word authentic a couple times today, and I fucking love it, dude. It's a great word.
Yeah.
Authenticity. Very cool.
I think it's important, isn't it?
On cool words, sorry, this is so off topic. Did you know, right, the pussy, right, when you call someone a pussy, it's nothing to do with a vagina at all. It comes from the word pusillanimous, which means exactly what the word pussy means. Are you being weak-willed, not cool, unstrong, or like...
Really?
Yeah, dude, straight up, it's a word,
I
pusillanimous.
didn't think it was about a vagina. I thought it was a pussycat. Why does everything have to be about a vagina, bro?
Well, because isn't pussy? No, anyways, that's but
The world revolves
celebrate-
around it. That's why.
Pretty much,
Well,
bro.
go on.
Fat bottom girls, bro. Queen. Fat bottom girls who make the rock
Oh,
and
okay,
roll.
right.
Anyways, pusillanimous. So it's a real word, dude. It's a real word, and it has meaning, bro. And it means exactly what the shortened version means.
Yeah. Interesting.
Crazy, dude. How cool is that, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that one day.
Hey, dude,
Yeah,
100%,
yeah.
bro.
I'm gonna
Whip
use
it up, bro. Yeah.
Like, bro, you're being very pusillanimous right now.
There you go. It's
What
an
language is
adjective.
it?
Yeah, it's an adjective.
Oh, yeah,
You're
what
a
language
pussy-
is it?
English?
No way.
Pusillanimous. You're a pusillanimous man.
I thought it was Greek or something.
It
Yeah,
sounds like it.
Latin, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so where were we? Yeah. Go down your own
Authenticity.
path.
Yes.
Mm.
Figure out what authenticity means,
Mm.
which is I think a lot of people struggle with.
Right.
Because also so many people, they don't even know which opinions are their own, and they're just repeating opinions they've heard somewhere else. Like this election in the US, we've seen a lot of that. And with Andrew Tate, like you can say what you want about Andrew Tate, but when they ask random people in the street, just a good example, and they ask them what you think about Andrew Tate, and they say he's a misogynist. And then they are asked, well, what does that mean? And then they just,
I like it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't think I've seen a single clip where someone actually can define the word.
Right.
So they're just going around, even on an interview, they're repeating something they don't even, like, even if he was a misogynist, you can't stand there and say
it because you don't know what it is, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like at least call him an asshole because you know what that is.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
it makes more sense.
Yeah. Like at least then you could like, yeah. Anyways, yeah.
It's being recycled, isn't it?
Yeah.
From other people.
Mm.
So there's no authenticity.
Yeah, you're not being yourself, innit?
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yes, bro. I'm hungry.
Is that the last slide?
That's it, bro. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to shout out yourself?
Shout out to me.
This is Luke. Sorry, you. Yeah, obviously.
Like your Instagram, where they can find the ebook if they're interested.
Yeah, my Instagram, TheMysticalRascal. My Instagram is TheMysticalRascal.
Probably a
'Cause-
link in the bio.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We'll do that. And yeah, my name is usually not easy to remember, so it's easy to remember The Mystical Rascal. People just seem to remember it for some reason, but yeah, and then the link is in my bio in my Instagram. Maybe we can put it in this podcast episode, and that's it. I hope whoever does read it enjoys it and gets something out of it, because I feel like there's a lot of value in there.
Did you end up giving it away for free, or?
Yeah, it's free.
Mm,
It's free. Yeah.
Free ebook.
Yeah, free book.
Free book.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Free book.
Yeah, man.
3 E's. Yeah, and then on that note, it's not for free, but Raw Farmer, absolute legends for sponsoring the video. I'm back on the Wolverine stack, just for those who care, and those who don't. The Wolverine stack is epic, right? It's the BPC 157 and the TB 500. Super, super cool. Healing is back on it. My arms don't hurt anymore.
You're looking girthy.
I am girthy, bro. Look at that, bro.
It's like a real it's almost a circle.
Yeah, 100%, bro. There was a photo the other day with Nam and my head, my forearm is the size of his head. Yeah, pretty
Bro, I
cool.
remember the first time I met Ben, I looked at him and I was like, yo, your forearms are nearly bigger than my arms, bro. He was like, my forearms are bigger than your legs, bro. I was like,
That sounds
I
like
like this
something
guy.
I would say,
like
dude.
this guy. First time he's ever met me,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
says that. Like, fair enough, mate.
Hey,
I want to
bro.
be your friend now.
100%, bro. 100%. But yeah, shit's amazing. They're awesome. Thanks for the studio. Thanks for all the products. Plenty of cool stuff, actually, dude. There's, like I mentioned earlier on, oxytocin, bro. Like, what? Loving a fucking syringe, bro.
What is it literally? Is it literally like
Oxytocin,
the
dude.
chemical?
Yeah. Like the
Right.
the
That's
hormone.
crazy.
Bro.
I've never heard of that, bro.
Me neither,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Since when?
Yeah.
Boss.
I've heard of like MDMA and that.
Yeah. But
know
but
that.
that's taking happiness from the future. You know.
Right.
Yeah. Not the same.
Right.
Yeah. Also, I feel like if you had to inject MDMA, you just cause problems, bro.
Big time, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like
Big
that's
time, mate.
that's not good for
Big
you, bro.
time.
That's not good for you. But yeah, dude. Like plenty of cool stuff, dude. Plenty of cool stuff. So yeah, big thanks. There's a pen over there if you want to look at it. Bless, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sharing your book, dude. Thank you so much for sitting there. Loving the mustache, by the way.
I know, mate.
So
What an
much better,
addition,
dude.
bro.
Hey, dude. Hey, less is more, bro. Less facial hair is more
It is.
handsomeness.
Yeah,
bro.
it is. Like when I
telling
saw
you.
him, I felt like this freshness in the room.
No, dude.
I didn't
would
know
let
what
him
it
fly
was.
a plane, bro.
The room felt different, bro.
100%,
And then I
bro.
realized it's the mustache, mate.
Yeah, dude. And just imagine when you start dieting, bro, and you get the jawline back,
Yeah.
bro. Start mewing, put your tongue up on the top of your mouth. All right. Blessings, guys. Are we going to ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask a question?
To who? To the audience?
Yeah, bro.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm on the spot now.
What's holding you back from being authentic?
Hey, that is
There you go.
that's brilliant.
That's what you asked them last
That
time.
is brilliant.
By the way,
It's good.
blessings, guys.
Repetition is good.
Yeah.